Hi, my name's Jared Sinclair. I study at James Cook University in Townsville, and I decided to choose to study tourism because I was interested in the value that it can bring to communities.
I decided to choose event management because I love people, I love working with people, and I like to achieve something in the end.
So when it comes to opportunity to study up to the university level, I decided that the best profession for me would be getting into the tourism industry, where I could use my traveling experience as well as my language skills.
The reason why I chose tourism, a couple of things. One, I think it relates a bit to the sports and events management side of the industry, and also I was really intrigued at high school when the Best Job in the World campaign came out.
I'm not originally from Australia, I'm originally from South Africa, so Queensland is a massive change for me, and so is Australia in general. The opportunities here look incredible. We've got great beaches, we've got great culture. The whole place is just incredible compared to what I've come from.
I think the biggest opportunity for the Queensland tourism industry is to grow into Asian markets, especially attracting young Chinese travellers who are willing to stay a long time and spend a lot of money. I think the challenge is in retaining domestic visitors, especially young domestic travellers who are more likely to travel overseas to less expensive destinations.
Everybody's talking about the rising Asian market, especially China, and also how social media is playing a more and more important role during the whole decision-making process. But personally, I think you shouldn't take it for granted that the whole market actually uses social media.
I think the biggest challenges for tourism would be the climate and obviously pricing. Pricing here is so different to other overseas destinations, and we're a lot more expensive, so we've got to have the best quality products in order for people to want to buy them.
Also, another thing is transportation. It's not very easy to get anywhere in Queensland unless you're flying, which is expensive, driving, which is expensive, and say you're a tourist and you're younger than 25, it's impossible. The cost of things here, they have to be fixed. And service is a big thing as well. There's not enough service, that appropriate service or good service for tourists over here. And it's not easy to be a tourist in Queensland.
I think to make sure that the industry is competitive in the future, we need to definitely look at education in all different areas, through our students in learning tourism and all the opportunities through that, and also just education within the community on tourism.
To make sure the industry is competitive in the future, I think that the Queensland government needs to make sure they target their marketing to different groups, make sure they really focus on what makes Queensland great, the nature, the attractions and the many different things that you can see and do here.
Actually, the social media landscape up there is very unique and complicated, just because all the Western ones are simply banned in China. None of the YouTube, Facebook and Twitter are available in China. So if you want to access that huge market, you're going to know where they share the information and how they access in their Chinese equivalents, social medias. So obviously if you want to do that, all the sites are operated in Chinese, and you're going to know, you probably have to have some language expertise in your tourism organizations, and how do you get your message across effectively. And more importantly, when you're looking at the whole marketing communication in online, I think you shouldn't only looking at get the message across, but looking at all aspects of the whole communication process. So you're going to look at who is going to be the sender, the characteristics of sender, who is perceived more trustworthy and credible, and your message, not just whatever is available, simply translate from your brochure, but the whole characteristics of the message, the timeliness, the relevance, the comprehensiveness, everything. And also you're going to know what your receivers want. So I think that's a lot of things actually to consider before you just follow the megatrend. Oh, everybody's using social media, so I better go for that as well. It's a lot of things you need to consider.
So to ensure Queensland has a competitive tourism industry in the future, we definitely need to make sure that we have quality products and services and are delivering really high quality standards of service. Like I said again, it's going to be really important to getting that positive word of mouth, visitor referrals, to encourage friends and families to come to Queensland.
So Queensland should be known for the natural environment, however with eco and sustainable measurements and environmentally friendly procedures.
I think Queensland do a lot already for their tourism. Every time you switch the TV on, you see either a Gold Coast ad, a Sunshine Coast ad, or a Brisbane ad. I've also seen a Melbourne ad which does not even compare to Queensland.
Absolutely, yeah. Queensland's a beautiful place. If things get developed right, if the ideas get developed right, if people show their commitment, if officials show their commitment, Queensland has a great opportunity to increase its tourism and keep increasing its tourism at a sustainable level, which is, in the end, very important.
I think when you're looking at the Chinese market at the moment, most of them are senior, wealthy people. Most of them do come with package tours. But I mean, we are here to plan for the next 20 years. So who is going to be the main tourism market for 20 years? It's probably us, who actually grow up with all the digital technology around us and technology savvy. So if you want to market this market, you probably have to get your message across effectively.
And yeah, I definitely think Queensland has a bright future. It's so diverse, it's such a warm, welcoming place. There's so much to do. I love living here, and if I didn't live here, Queensland would definitely be a place I'd choose to travel.
I do think Queensland has a bright future. It's always been an iconic destination, and I think it always will be if we have the right marketing tools and we are like a likeable destination and we market properly to consumers so they know what we have to offer and how great this place is.
I think with the right planning and the right marketing and tools, Tourism Queensland has got huge potential.
I think tourism does have a bright future. Think of Queensland, we're known as the sunny state. Of course it's got a bright future. Yeah, we keep the beaches clean, we keep the roads clean, we keep the air clean, and I think a lot of people know that. So as long as we've got friendly people, a safe environment, I think everyone will come.